What are we doing?
This is Game Scrubs, podcast number 1. And since we are all so professional, we're going to do a recap of 2013, and it's going to be great. We're going to have disappointments and good moments as well.
I guess we get.
My name is Hopeful Halfwit, aka Cal. This guy right here, talking. To my left on the stream is Mono, aka, or if he doesn't want, I guess if you don't want to say your name, that's fine too.
My name's Jake.
And below me is Phenomenon, who will show his driver's license to verify that he is in fact
I'm in fact 18. No.
And directly across the screen from me, because I want him as far away from me as possible, is EZP, aka
Peter.
Oh.
Nah, dude, I'm just dude, you ruined the surprise, dude.
No, you'll be able to guess. Now, you know what? Now there's no incentive to watch again. You know, it's all right.
No.
It was a great podcast, everyone. That's a wrap.
Thanks for watching.
Signing out.
Game Scrubs. Anyway, so we're going to start this off with some disappointments, because that generally allows for, I don't know, even though it's a disappointment, or maybe not so much disappointments, but points of controversy, it allows for, I think, more dialogue, essentially, and I think you guys agree. So disappointments 2013, you guys all got the email, so you all know or have seen it.
I wasn't actually alive last year. Can you fill me in?
Number 1. Watch Dogs pushed back to, this year. I mean, it's kind of awesome now because it's hey, guess what? Watch Dogs
guess what's around the corner? But then it's wait, we could have already played it and been disappointed, you know?
We could have already played it with full bugs and glitches and be disappointed.
Yeah.
What is the new release date for it?
Let's find out. Because I actually do not know.
It was such a disappointment.
Ever since that got pushed back, all the PS4 bundle that has a Watch Dogs bundle had to be refunded, right?
Did it?
Bundles.
Yeah, they're unhappy customer with that one.
Apparently it's confirmed for March 2014.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
There's a much better game coming out in March.
Yeah?
Yep.
What's that?
Yep.
Yeah?
South Park Stick of Truth.
That's
gonna float out of the water.
Wow, two good titles coming out in March.
Don't forget Second Son. Infamous Second Son's coming out.
True
I forgot about that.
Another big March.
Wow.
March Madness. That's the real March Madness.
Ooh, sports games! Sports games!
Good guy.
Yeah.
Good guy.
Hey, sports games, man.
Dude, they age perfectly, alright?
There's nothing wrong with sports at all.
Yeah, dude.
Stanley Cup?
Huh?
Ooh.
Stanley Cup Super Nintendo. There's no background music. All you can hear is wakak, wakak. And then you can get into a fight and all you hear is your fist. It's like pop, pop, oh. It's so great. A bunch of dudes blowing loads.
Oh god.
So that being pushed back sucks, but at least at least now we know that that Ubisoft is gonna actually, hopefully, put some fucking effort into it.
Do you think it was really necessary to push back though? That's the thing.
Well,
yeah.
Going on
I don't really know.
A lot of their games have been pretty buggy on release date. Mostly AC3. I played a little bit of Ghost Recon. That was really buggy. They just been having really buggy games on release date, and it takes them a while to patch it up. So I think it was a good move to actually push it back. I doubt. I mean, I'm pretty sure there still will be some bugs on it, but at least it won't be as buggy.
Yeah.
And then also the other big game is Division. I mean, I'm really interested in that. But when is the release?
Are we just gonna keep?
I honestly doubt that's coming out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This year, at least.
Nah, dude, it's never coming out. Let's be real here. It's too good. It's too good.
Yeah. It's too good. It looks too good.
It's too good to be real, guys.
Oh, man.
You promised thing, unfortunately.
Stick of Truth is also Ubisoft, so they're just gonna roll in the money.
Oh man, March is it's gonna be a good quarter for them. What?
Yeah.
It is. It really is.
Their bonus checks are gonna be great.
Stick.
Stick of Truth was mostly finished by the time they bought over that studio. Was it Obsidian? Yeah.
Who?
What?
For who's making Stick of Truth? Was it Obsidian?
Dude. No, it was originally, and then they died. So THQ picked it up, and then
they died. Yeah.
It's been a rough. It's been a rough couple years.
Well, don't spoilers for the rest of the podcast.
THQ is dead.
Yeah, THQ.
Whoa! When did this happen?
Wait! What?
Where am I gonna get my solid wrestling game now?
Yeah.
Dude, they made Warhammer. That was pretty solid, right?
I've
40K?
heard of it. I don't really know if it was good. I think they have
I
like
thought it was pretty hard, to be honest. I was like, you have to control too many things. It's like you can't control, like, with this bad of a mind. It's like, just give me Call of Duty, you know.
You know, just let me blindly throw a tomahawk and get a kill and just be like,
yeah, dude, that kill cam,
Yes.
that kill cam.
Take off your shirt,
best.
Saints Row actually was also under the THQ.
Actually, that was a pretty good
Oh, yeah.
franchise, yeah.
Along with like Red Faction and Company of Heroes.
Company of Heroes, yeah.
That kind of sucks. But
Red Fact.
at least all those things are being like picked up because
Yeah.
people know they'll sell.
They sold all their IP, actually. I think Metro was another one that was under THQ that got sold off. A lot of game actually got... Yeah, I think most of it got sold off. It's good
I
for
was
them.
gonna say there's no way that Saints Row would just die.
Yeah, I mean, especially considering the hype that was surrounding 4, even though I actually don't think it sold as well as it was projected to, but I'm not entirely sure on that.
Hence them
Maybe it
dying.
actually went over because, honestly, I don't really remember at all. We've started jumping around a bit, but I'll
Yeah.
put number 2 on the
We'll go to
list.
number 2.
EA game launches.
Best company of the year. Yes.
Yup.
Yeah. Hands down, dude. Clap, clap, clap.
Nope. Points.
And they're finally ready to not be voted the worst company in America anymore. I think it's time to realize, hey, EA has some good ideas.
Like with
Especially considering putting a single-player centric fucking game as always online. That's
Yeah.
perfect.
yeah,
like-
dude.
So good.
Ask for anything better? I don't think
Dude,
so.
it's like when I want to play a game, I want to have to be on the internet. Like, I just want to.
I want to like show people's faces too. Like,
Guys,
hey,
look,
now-
I'm playing this, guys. Like, I spent my money on this.
Look at what I did. Look at how I spend my time.
The launch was
How
just
much hours I got logged into this game, right?
Yeah.
the launch
Look
was
how
just
happy my
abysmal,
citizens
dude.
are. They're blowing me right now.
You finally get in, and they're just like, "Welcome to our club. Welcome to our club." It's backwards.
Speaking of which, they're actually gonna, after all this time, I think, when did that game launch actually? Because they're just now rolling out the offline version. You can actually play offline officially.
I'm gonna say it was March last year.
Yeah, I
It
want
was
to
last
say March.
March.
Wow,
Hey,
that's-
man, you got a free game, though. So.
Yeah. Ain't more what
Whoop-de-doo.
Wait, did anyone else actually buy this game on launch day?
I
Like,
did. I was one of those
got that
guys,
name?
dude. Okay, so this was the experience. You logged on, sat in like a login queue, and then got kicked off, and then got set, and then just kept doing that, and then you got in for about an hour, and then got kicked off, and you did that for about like 2 days, 3 days, and then they fixed it a little bit, and then it went back, and then I just stopped
Hey
playing.
man, you can do a lot in an hour. I can beat Super Mario World 4 times in an hour.
Whoa.
I could masturbate to completion 3 times in a row.
Once.
within an hour.
Only 3 times? Like, come on, dude. That's
You know what? After
Wait,
I take a
our
nap,
luck.
after I
okay. That's justified. You take a 59-minute nap. I get you. I feel you.
Yeah. You cut that down to the minute.
Yeah,
No,
dude.
no.
Dude, I got you.
I see. Oh, fuck.
Okay, what about that?
There was also Battlefield 4.
Okay,
Yeah,
my
on
issue
Peter.
with Battlefield 4.
It sounds similar to Battlefield 4. Because, Cal, didn't you recently get Battlefield 4? Yeah, you did. And how has that been so far?
Well, yeah, what's
I mean,
your opinion on
The
this?
thing is, I've gotten it now after like that initial bit where it's like fucking everybody's trying to play it, and now like I think probably 50% of people have just been turned off. In my
Okay.
like that's how I'm thinking of it.
Yeah.
At least 50% of the people that were gonna play it now have decided no, and either are never gonna play it again, or they're gonna wait until it's confirmed that the servers have been fixed. And
Yeah, pretty much that's what happened with Peter and I, because Peter and I bought that pretty early on, like after Black Friday. And we've been playing it for a while, even Rob, and ever since then, like we just fell off the map. And I tried getting on it a few times and checking out the updates whenever I see the updates for Battlefield 4. Every time I go on, like the community doesn't seem to be quite there like it used to be when I was getting off like November and whatnot. Peter doesn't even want to come on anymore.
Yeah, dude. I don't know. It's like, it's basically, I don't know. It's like a worse version of COD in my opinion. Like right now, dude. Like just the state that it's in. It's hard to say, but it is like.
Okay.
Yeah, visually it looks great. They always boast about that, but like as of right now, it's just not really working all too well. I mean, I spawn with like without my guns right off the bat, and I had to switch around till I get my gun. And then it takes us forever, the 3 of us, when we try to play. It takes us forever to get into a freaking lobby.
Yeah.
Okay. My thing is, how screwed over is online play for the 360 and PS3? Because they can't hold as many people, and the maps are the same size.
plus, let's be honest, they're less powerful machines now.
Yeah,
In
exactly.
comparison. However, I think it would have to be comparable though, because what I'm pretty sure they did with the 360 and PS3 versions is they just downscaled it slightly for both of them, and then like had this like base set for like PC, Xbox One, PS4, and then obviously higher for PC.
The size on the last gen. Now, can we start calling it last gen, guys? I mean, would that be appropriate?
Yeah, it was last year.
Yeah, we'll call it, no, not last year, last gen.
Last
We're talking
gen.
about PS3/360
I know.
because all the consoles have been out now, so I guess we'll just call it current gen now. Current gen. But on Battlefield 4 on the PS3 and 360 was significantly that version shouldn't be released, I guess, but because like the size was really small on that. It was like what 32 maximum.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think it was
Sounds
30
about
maximum because on PC it was 64 versus 64, so it's pretty big on PC. And I don't think they have too much problem on there. Then again, not a bunch of people who were buying Battlefield 4 were mostly on PC and the next gen console. I guess I didn't really hear too much problems on the previous gen, but mostly on like the PS4 and the PC is the one I heard the most about. I don't know too much about the Xbox One. Any problem with servers there?
I have no idea.
Yeah,
I don't know.
The
I'm guessing not though, because it's supported by the cloud.
oh yeah, that cloud.
Cloud support.
That cloud support
I-
though.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, if you really want to find anything, there's pictures of me naked playing with my Kinect. It just took it like they always do and just posted it on their stuff. I mean, I didn't know about it. Well, I knew about it, but I was like, you know what? What are the chances? Just go online.
God.
No.
Yeah.
All right, go on to EA. So I would say Dead Space 3 was probably like a huge letdown, financially, I guess, in terms of sales, right?
Yeah.
That didn't sell really well, huh?
Nah, it
No.
was terrible right out of the gate. Like it barely sold any. I'm
I
not
think
sure.
it's
actual
just kind of been
numbers,
like a
but-
slow trickling in for them, because Well, actually, maybe not, because I know it was part of the EA Humble Bundle, wasn't it?
Was.
Yeah.
It was. We can't count that as sales because, I mean, for all we know, we don't know how it was divided, where it was to charity or the Humble Bundle, or how much was actually going to EA. So I don't really know how would that even count towards sales? Would EA count that as towards sales? Because a lot of people bought those bundles real low, because the average bundle eventually ended around $5 to $7. It wasn't too much. And then again, you got how much of that was actually towards the other guys too, because there's like Crisis 3 was Crisis. Which Crisis was on there?
It was Crisis 2.
Crisis 2.
It was 2 for the.
It was 2 for the
Humble.
Humble.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, great bundle. They generate over 10 million in sales. Kudos to them. The one thing they did right last year was that they generate over 10 million. Again, I don't have the numbers from Humble Bundle. I don't know if they released it. But that's the one thing they did right in 2013. Other than that, it seems like they might be going for 3 years in a row for worst company in America.
Dude, it's tough, man, because Comcast is up there, It's up there.
The competition is fierce for worst company in America. Let me tell you.
It always seems like competition is fierce for that position. There always seems to be fighting toe-to-toe for that position.
You know what company might actually end up jumping up a few spots this year as far as being worst? I was thinking it was going to be Google.
Really?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Because of the Google Plus and the YouTube fiasco,
right.
Everybody freaking out about the Content ID system and all that, which I think. I mean, it's not on the official list.
You're right.
We can talk
they
about
won't get the number 1 position, but they'll probably jump a few slots because of that. It probably piss off a few people.
Yeah.
You're trying to make Google Plus happen. It just doesn't really seem like it's taking off.
Mm-mm.
I've seen so many people repost that fucking picture. Stop trying to make Google Plus happen.
Yeah.
It's not gonna happen.
Nah.
Our next podcast might be on that if we can actually get it to work.
Whoa.
Yeah. But I mean, well,
Yeah.
Anyway.
But back to Dead Space 3. I think the major with Dead Space 3 was because they just went caught. They basically blatantly said, we're basically moving towards an action when it was originally a horror game, right? A horror genre.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, I think that they totally should have stuck to the horror genre. Like when you have something down, like the first one, you have something down really well, and then it's like, nah, let's just move away. Let's just kill what we have, what we're doing right. It doesn't seem like.
Same thing with Resident Evil 5 and 6, I believe. They moved away from the horror genre. Yeah, they just took away from the experience, I guess. What people fell in love with, because I was playing Dead Space 1 and from the Humble Bundle, and that game is actually really scary. Ammo was hard to find. Dead Space 3, I played a little bit by myself and a little bit with Peter, because you can actually co-op in that one, which again takes away from an experience when you can co-op. Ammo wasn't scarce in that. I mean, yeah, ammo was plenty in that one. I had no problem finding ammo. I mean, I don't know if you guys else has played it. Actually, Peter and I barely played it too, but we had no problem finding ammo so far.
Okay,
part
so...
of the reason
Sorry, keep going. Keep going.
I was just going to say that's probably the third one that year. So SimCity, so far, Battlefield 4, Dead Space 3. 3 strikes already for their game. And then, I guess, if transitioning, Crisis 3, it seems like, didn't really do so hot. A lot of hype with the arrow. It seemed like that was the year of the arrow, and then it just died off.
You mean the year of the bow?
Yeah. Year of the bow and arrow. Sorry, yeah. Year of the bow. Everyone just took, go on the year thing. It was the year of Luigi. Everyone just kind of took away from Luigi. Just made it their year.
Dude, Nintendo's worst year, dude.
I felt bad.
Yeah, we were talking about that for the podcast. Yeah, freaking the year. Apparently, it was one of the worst years for Nintendo. Well, yeah, you guys know.
Yeah,
it was one of the worst.
Yeah, we know that, but they don't know that.
Yeah, they probably think they're doing fucking great. Apparently. Because,
it hurts because I enjoyed Luigi's Mansion 2. I enjoyed the first one. I enjoyed the second one.
Uh-huh.
But, Super Luigi Bros, completely unnecessary. Didn't need to
No,
happen.
but see,
I think if they made that, but instead of just being DLC to Super Mario Bros. Or the new one or whatever, just have it be an actual game on its own.
yeah, I mean, like, when you think of, like, Mario and Luigi, you don't say the Mario Bros. You say the Luigi Bros. Like, you know, see, like, doesn't that sound so much better than be like, oh, yeah, Mario Bros. No.
I could have
Luigi
sworn
Bros.
that somewhere, I heard somewhere, or maybe it was just someone making fun of the concept of the Mario Brothers.
Mario.
Yeah, that their last names are Mario. So we have Mario, and Luigi Mario. Ridiculous.
Ouch.
That's fucking ridiculous.
He just can't seem to win. He just can't seem to win because that game on the Wii U, what was it called?
Super Luigi Bros.
It was called Super Luigi, bro. It's funny because it was a standalone DLC, right?
I
Yeah.
believe so, yeah.
Kind of like Blood Dragon, yeah. And it still didn't do well, I guess. I don't know. It just didn't seem like it took off. I mean, can you buy a physical copy of the game?
Yeah.
You can?
A physical copy of Super Luigi Bros.
And it's just basically DLC,
Huh.
and it still didn't do well. Feel bad for Luigi. Feels like a tack on. In the DLC, felt like a tack on.
I feel bad for him because I'm an older brother, and I know what it's like to not be the favorite brother.
Wah.
Hey
Yeah,
man, you put him in pink and I'll play him in Smash. Only when he's in pink.
Yeah, because then he looks kind of similar to Mario. Like if you close your eyes, or like
Yeah, it gives him more
close.
confidence.
or if you're just phenom nom.
Don't swing on me like that.
Oh,
Alright, back to disappointment, I guess, with
the-
since I was talking about Crisis 3, which is kind of like a shooter, right? It's open, not open world shooter. It's kind of semi-open,
well,
but
it's a semi-open, like stage-based, like it's area-based rather than like being open world or room-based or corridor shooting even. It's area-based, so like you have point A and point B, and you have all this space to maneuver with. You can either like just say fuck everybody, I'm just gonna stealth my way around, or you can say everything dies and get your way to from point A to point B.
So you can stealth class it or you can heavy class it.
Yeah.
good. You can go loud and proud, or you can go quiet. But I guess what was wrong with Crisis 3 then? Why didn't it do so hot? Like visually, it seemed like it was the best looking Crisis game to date. I think it looked really good. It's hard to run that thing.
Yeah. Since you ask, I think it's mostly because have any of you played Crisis 2 and seen the ending to that?
I have not.
I haven't,
No.
but I basically figured out what's going on with all the release for Crisis 3.
Well, the ending of Crisis 2 was very convoluted and like
Might as well say spoiler ahead.
it went full retard, in my opinion.
I did that yesterday.
I mean, I got the concept of it, but it's like, this is so dumb. It's dumb. There's like, don't consider the suit, like the suit would have to be a supercomputer, like, like he'd have to be wearing like a locker on his back or something for it to be processing the shit. I don't know.
Yeah.
Not to mention that the whole concept of, okay, so there's this suit, right? And it injects some shit into your bloodstream to make you super strong or super fast. Doesn't it run out of that shit eventually?
Nope.
I mean,
Nah, bruh. Nah, that's not how. Dude, science.
And also another thing that I want to know about is how you take a sit in that suit. How do you take it down?
You do it.
Magnets,
You're a man.
dude. Magnets.
You just
like-
stand in it.
The thing just filters down your leg.
Trickle down.
Oh,
It
man.
just trickles down. The suit would take care of you. The suit does
If
everything.
suit's ever peeled off of you, you are eventually like coated in shit. Like
It's like when,
Just
it's like
taped on there.
it's like in episode 5 when Vader's helmet's getting put on him, and it's like, "Putsch." That's what it'll be like, except you'll pull it off and be like, "Putsch." All right. So
it'll be like pulling a shoe out of like deep mud or something like that.
Slurp. That's flushing noise.
so
I like
talk-
Concept 3, but yeah.
yeah, I was gonna say going along the lines of steaming piles of shit. Call of Duty Ghosts.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
Can we even say this is like a disappointment? Because like, did anyone even have high hopes for this? Like, it's like one of those things where it's like, doesn't a game have to have somewhat of hope to be a disappointment?
You think?
Like, or are we just, is this our pity? Like, are we just throwing pity at this one? Like, eh.
I took on there because there were spawn issues on launch, and as much as like,
look exactly where
as much as maybe we don't agree
at
with.
the same time, wouldn't it? Like Peter and I play and you play, it basically has spawn issues too. About before when we played TDM, what exactly were the real big problem with Call of Duty Ghost spawn issues?
I have no clue. I didn't play it, but I saw plenty of videos where they were
played
like.
it a little bit. I played on the PS3 version. It wasn't bad. I mean, a few of my deaths, I did die almost instantly, but I did feel the same in Battlefield 4 too. So it's a fun issue. I mean, it's always been the same with COD, I guess. When you play these type of COD games, I mean, that's to be expected. There's always spawn issue, but the thing I did notice, well, we all know that it just didn't sell as much as it did on other CODs. The pre-order was just, at the rate the pre-order was going, it just wasn't going to be the best COD. And actually, it's the worst one in how many years?
Since COD 3.
Wow. That's probably a disappointment for them. Even after making that bold statement, trying to go after the bottom 5, that's really embarrassing in my opinion, making a bold statement like that, especially the transitioning of from current gen to next gen. That's always going to be sales and divide the sales up, and yet they were bold enough to make a statement like that, especially when I think Grand Theft Auto made a smart move by deciding to release on current gen, and then they're going to port it over to next gen, it seems like, because there's a lot of rumors about porting over to PC at the moment. I think it's coming to PS4 because Rocksteady is pretty friendly with Sony. I think it's going to be ported over eventually, but they made a bunch of their sales on current gen. It was a great move, but somehow Activision made a full statement and expect to catch up with them and reclaim their title. I guess that's why it would be on the disappointment list.
Yeah.
Alright.
It wasn't bad by any means. This is a typical Ghost game. That's the thing. Just typical. It didn't do much new stuff.
There's a lot. One thing I did enjoy was personalization of multiplayer. That's true. Yeah.
Mm.
It was a big step forward for Call of Duty in that sense. But other than that, it's just like, all right, man.
The thing is, we should. I mean, it's a big step for that ahead for them, sure, but
yeah,
games like TF2 and Counter-Strike Source,
yeah,
they've been doing that forever.
Yeah,
TF2.
It's like thanks for catching up to
exactly
8 years ago, 10 years ago. I mean,
oh man, TF2 man,
shit.
can't wait for those new hats.
Dude, CSGO has a lot of new weapons that they're adding, like different skins and stuff through the market. I don't know if you guys have seen that. Like, if you go on Steam and there's the marketplace has a ton of new guns and whatnot drops, just so you can have skins on your weapons now. Like,
yeah, I was checking that out the other day, and I was like blown away by like how much stuff there actually was just for a game like that's, you'd think it would just be like a regular multiplayer shooter.
Nah, dude, some of those items are really expensive too. They can get up to like $300+ bucks.
Really?
Like, yeah.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Just for skins.
That's really bad.
Yeah, dude.
Just people on the market.
What?
Why is it so expensive?
It's because it's rare. Yeah, it's because it's rare.
It's just like a rare drop.
Yeah.
On a first-person shooter game, that's odd. I would expect that from like Diablo or something.
Nah, dude, skins. People pay for skins.
Really?
Yeah, dude.
Wow.
Yeah.
But speaking of customization and whatnot for Ghost, it seems like Ghost is just essentially playing catch-up now. just on everything, really, graphics, customization. And it seems like every time I find something I actually like in one of the Ghost things, the next game just drops it or something. Like, just one of the things I noticed, this is small things, you know, like, on when Treyarch makes a COD, they usually have you press square to mute everyone except for your party. Now, every single Modern Warfare I played, or every single game that's made by Infinity Ward, they, you have to meet everyone individually or something like that. You know, they don't take the best of both and combine it. They just, oh, hey, we're going to do our thing, you do your thing. It just gets annoying. So, just, essentially, they're still just playing catch-up. Probably why this is probably our disappointment, I guess, for one of our disappointments.
Yeah.
I agree. Call of Duty dogs.
Call of Duty dogs.
Call of Duty doggy. Such kill.
Oh,
Many kill streak. Wow.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
So
we're talking about fish swimming, and then people have compared to the N64, that Mario AI.
oh yeah.
Oh.
That's just embarrassing. Stuff like that. It's like it seems so gimmicky. Like who really pays attention to those when you're playing a first-person shooter? You're concentrating on killing the guy, not the fish in the pond.
Yeah.
I pay attention to those fish. If the fish goes through my face, I notice it. Babe.
Yeah, dude.
Right?
What I do is I try to get the guy to notice me. I kill his dog, run out there and teabag it while I shoot him.
Oh, that's brutal.
Can't call Lassie now, bitch.
I was like, hey man, I can't help it that your dog likes dragons. I was just dragging my balls across his face.
Oh man.
Okay, so the next thing was like Luigi's year was.
No, we skipped over the Ouya.
Oh, fantastic system.
That's probably the biggest one. But
10 out of 10.
Like a bunch of like you getting killed.
Yeah, we need to start getting through some of this.
Yeah, you guys are like getting sidetracked and stuff. Like I'm just like, and you guys are like.
Real
Alright,
we
so
were
let's talk
right.
about.
KQ got assets, so I mean they got shut down like in 2012, end of 2012, 2013 when they started selling the IP. So that was a little disappointment, but at least the IP is going to good hands for the most part. Did EA get their hands on any of THQ's IP?
I have no idea.
The wrestling games,
Sure.
all the EA. That's basically what happened.
I don't actually think so. I think they have like enough on their plate as it is, and they don't like to like buy up other stuff.
What game?
Guys.
UFC game.
One thing EA did buy out this year, LucasArts. They now
Oh yeah, that was
they
a pretty
make all
big
the
one.
Star Wars games now.
Wait, did LucasArts last year too? 2013? LucasArts? Yep, it did.
Mhm.
In our studio that now.
Yeah, well,
And,
Disney got it, and they're like, not really interested, and EA's just like, we'll take all the Star Wars games. Yeah, sure, man, whatever you feel like.
I mean, if you want to give it to us, I mean, we
We could take this huge franchise. You know.
No, which was something.
Battlefront?
Yeah.
Oh, I think we could make a game for that. I mean, there hasn't been one out since 2006. It was the best-selling Star Wars game ever, so...
But
if you feel like you
at the
give it to
same
us.
time, you gotta remember that it's EA that's gonna be making it.
Exactly.
You know?
That's the thing. When people heard EA bought it, like I don't know why people all got excited for it. I know they make good games, but I think once they said DICE was gonna make the Battlefield front game, it was DICE, right?
Battlefield Front.
Battlefield. That
Front.
Bloom, that son.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
No, that lens flare or
Lens
whatnot.
flare.
Yep.
That Bloom
Oh, man,
effect,
so fun.
actually, though.
Unfortunately, it went off to EA on that one. But other than that, most of the IP seem to have gone in good hands.
I was
Yeah.
perfectly fine. Did any of you guys play Star Wars: The Old Republic, the online? Like, MMORPG,
Swoder?
Star Wars
No, I didn't.
Oh,
You asking for a confession time right now? Because gamer confession. It's confession time. No,
I did.
no, I haven't. I haven't.
Bounty Hunter all the way.
I haven't played
But-
the SWTOR or Star Wars: The Old Republic
Yeah.
game.
You should check it out.
no, but
Dude,
Free to play.
Is it free to play now? Yeah, I was just gonna say.
alright,
Old
so
Republic is-
Okay, so
the Ouya.
Yeah.
What happened? What happened to that, dude? That kind of just like was like, hey,
You know what?
let's raise like $3 million in Kickstarter and sell only 10,000 units.
I'm pissed.
Yeah.
Because I put like $3 million into that.
You
I'm
were
like-
the deep pocket that started that whole thing.
I was like, I want Angry Birds on my TV.
Yeah.
I have the Xbox. I have the PS3 version.
I have it on my phone and I can play it wherever I go. I want it on my TV now. Like,
I mean, I have it on my phone. I can essentially just freaking hook it up to my TV or my monitor and play it on there too. But hey, I had to buy an Ouya specifically for it. You know.
Yep.
Yeah.
Temple Run.
Oh Lord.
I'm not gonna lie. The last bit of news I remember reading about the Ouya. Well,
The vice
the
president.
last two instances I remember seeing Ouya in the news was that they were like they had to set up a booth across the street from E3, something like that,
Oh,
because they
man.
weren't they literally were not allowed in for some
Yeah,
reason.
someone shut them down. It was kind of that PR, and then it was that situation for them.
Yeah,
Not surprised.
it was that. So that was what, half a fucking year ago, and then the last one I think was like in October or November or something, and it was just that it was just not selling well at all, like shitty across the board.
Massive price drop around the fall /
Yeah.
times, especially around Black Friday. I saw it went as low as $50 to $60 price range. It was in that range. And I mean, don't get me wrong. I like the concept. It was like a nice, neat little box for your home entertainment system. You can watch like Netflix and whatnot on there. So it was a nice little thing. But then Chromecast came out, so essentially that became pointless. And Chromecast does everything. It has more apps on there, like Voodoo and all the major ones. So basically, there was no point in buying the Ouya for me. Even at that low price, and people hated the controllers. It didn't have rechargeable batteries to keep down the cost. And when you wanted to buy a new controller, it was essentially the price of a Wii U. It was like, what, $60 or something?
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
Crazy.
Yeah, it was high. Yeah, I mean, they tried to keep the weight distribution there, but it just didn't feel good. I mean, my friend brought it over and I tried it out. I mean, it was nice for like a little bit, but it's not something you would.
I feel bad for your friend.
he was a backer. I mean,
I feel bad for you, son.
He was a backer, you know. I almost backed it too when I saw him back it. I was like, man, this concept is interesting. But again, that's the thing with Kickstarter. It just, I mean, they can actually live up to that, hype. And unfortunately, it didn't. And what was it? I don't think he really does anything with it anymore. I think it's pretty much collecting dust with that thing, unfortunately. Yeah, I think it was a huge letdown with Ouya. And anyone who got promised to like develop for the Ouya, is anyone actually developing anything? No, not really. You don't hear any news about the Ouya.
Well, people got asked if they wanted to. They didn't
Yeah.
necessarily.
Really got develop for it.
Develop
It
for a
came out with
dead system. Like, yeah.
Well, I don't know, I guess, specifically the details, but if you have an app on your phone, like let's say you buy a bunch of games on your phone, can you essentially just download it on your Ouya and play it? I don't know.
Maybe
Right.
maybe you could log
I think
into
this is part of the
your.
problem is that for a lot of us, even those of us that follow the games industry, we don't know what the fuck it does, really. I mean, I know there's general.
I'm assuming you could log into your Google account because you need a Google account for Android, right? Am I right with that?
Well, you have to. Yeah, you do. You do for Android, for when you make a phone, whatever, and you want to access the Play Store, you do. But with the Ouya, I don't think you did. I don't even know if they have a
Maybe
Play
that's
Store.
how it transfers apps, though.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well-
the Ouya really doesn't do much. They promised like, people would develop new games specifically for the Ouya, but all we knew was like Final Fantasy and a few other games. That was it. It was nothing actually exclusive to the Ouya. Not to mention, they didn't have anything that was really exciting. Especially, I think one thing that also turned me off from buying it was it was already outdated hardware. It came out with a Tegra 3 chipset, and I think the Next already had that. I mean, everyone else has something more powerful. And then also, they announced annual release with the Ouya. I was like, oh, there's no way I'm buying it. I'm not going to do that. drop $100 every year. You think about it, I'm like, I might as well save that money and spend on upgrading something else.
All right, so
yeah.
early
let's
access
start talking
games.
let's start talking about some early access games. Speaking of new games.
Yeah.
One thing really quick. Along the lines of Kickstarter and disappointment, what about Mighty Number 9?
What happened with that? I thought it was all set up to go as planned, essentially.
It is. It's still to come out at the regular time. It's raised well over enough than what it needed. But
never mind.
they had a problem with one of their workers. Thought it'd be a great idea to she was feminazi. She wasn't just like a regular feminist. She went crazy. She's like, we need a female version of Mighty Number 9. Blah blah blah. Had never played a Mega Man game before.
Oh, so she basically wanted a female version of the Mighty Number 9.
Yeah. She released some concept art for it, and she was talking about how she's never played a Mega Man game, and that really outraged a lot of the backers, and they got really pissed.
Well, see, once you back, unless they don't make it, you're in. That's why you back. Unless they don't make the goal, your money get refunded. But once they hit the goal, you're basically giving them your money on a promise. But what was she? What was her role in the studio? I guess. Why did
she was a PR person.
No, you don't need a PR person. That's easily replaceable. That game was released just fine. It's raised over $3.8 million, and their goal was $900,000. Yeah,
wow.
She's gone.
But so Mighty Number 9 is back on schedule. It's raised over 400. It's really well set. It's golden. It should come out this coming year.
Yeah, they broke every single one of their tier. They usually, when you kickstart, that's the new thing with Kickstarter. They start promising you tier stuff. They hit every single one of their tier easily.
Yeah.
Oh man. Okay, so for early access games, what are you guys' opinions on paying for an early access game, paying for essentially a unfinished game?
Empty promise, by the way.
It pretty much is.
Yeah. It's basically almost like a Kickstarter. It almost is a Kickstarter because you can't get refunded. You do get access to something and contribute to the game. Like, you're basically paying to... You get the full version of the game, don't get me wrong, but you're also beta testing it for them because they don't have that... they don't have that income. It's not within their budget when they're making that game in order to beta test it completely. So I guess I understand that part of why they do that, early access. You want to be part of that, it's fine. I guess the choice is nice that it's there, but at the same time, when people don't know what they're getting into, it sucks for them because they're playing it. They're like, oh man, this is other crap. I mean, have anyone gotten to any early access game? That's just not me. I don't do that.
Minecraft. Minecraft was the biggest one. I got into
Did you get into that?
I got into it very early. I think Mono got into it early. Yeah, it was
really early.
I got into it a few months after it came out, and then I had a friend mention it. I was like, I'll look at it, and then I looked at it, and I was like, all right, it's what was it, 15? I think it was 10 euros or something.
Yeah, back when it first started, it was 15, but
yeah, and then you essentially got the game free when it released. I mean, so I mean, how long was it in beta? It was a year, 2. It was
2 years.
It was beta for a long time.
So I mean, in that perspective, I mean, it was totally worth it. But I mean, there's
Minecraft is that story because another thing that I remember Cal telling me about Minecraft, because we're on Minecraft with early access, was that they had they specifically announced that they were gonna have price increase for their game, and people didn't take that badly at all. What's the price for the game right now? $20?
I don't think so.
They've been increasing it every single time it gets more popular, and people are willing to pay for it. It's just huge success in that point, I guess. But ever since Minecraft has done it, it seems like the market is flooded with early access games. So I guess that could be a problem.
Hearthstone was pretty much like an early
was
well, okay.
that early access?
It wasn't. It's kind of. The way that one was, it was pretty much like you could pay money for essentially beta. Like,
Yeah.
like you got an invite from Blizzard, all right?
Yeah.
And you
Yeah.
could spend money already on a beta game, and it's like
The thing is with that though is that that carries over from patch to patch, as
Okay.
far as I understand.
Yep.
So
okay.
Some games though, like Starbound is early access still, right?
Yep, it's still
Not-
early access.
It's actually early access. Starbound is one of those games based on Terraria, so they're the same creator. But every single one of their patches before has deleted all your content, your character, your world. It got all deleted. But their newer patches, the recent one, they made it so that from now on, every single update, nothing will be deleted. Everything will carry over. So I mean, if you're fine with, as long as they tell you, I guess it's fine that they let you know in advance. But for the most part, it seemed like Steam Greenlight program. What is it called?
Greenlight.
Greenlight.
Yeah, the Greenlight.
I think it's an awesome program if
It's awesome
if it's done well. But like, there's so many just iffy things out there.
That's basically what happened. That's what I'm trying to tie in with the early access. At first, it was a great idea. People were praising Steam for that, and it was a great idea. It still is a great idea, in my opinion. But then people weren't taking it seriously, and they were flooding that community, the Greenlight community, with a bunch of just shitty games, or people not taking it seriously. Because I see a bunch of games on there that's just meant to be jokes. They release the content and whatnot, and they drew a picture, and it's just meant to be funny, right? And it gets annoying because just some people don't know that they actually vote on it. They don't realize they're being trolled. Also, I can see from Valve's standpoint, it's annoying because that's not the purpose of it. It's not for people who actually want to make games.
Yeah,
So then they
for
end up
upcoming indie
doing
games.
they end up starting a fee. They made you pay a $100 fee to deteriorate that. So I guess it worked there. But with early access games, there's nothing. I don't think, right? There's nothing. I guess with early access game, I guess it's nice that you can beta test it. But honestly, I guess you don't need to have early access game. If you should go through the Steam Greenlight, and if your game passes or whatever, you can release a open beta or a private beta. You don't need to have people pay early access, and then have a what was it? Was it Daisy? I don't want to start, but was it Daisy?
Daisy.
For the Greenlight? No.
No. It was essentially a beta. It might even be alpha when it was released, and people were hyped up. They bought it, and they were sorely disappointed. And then they had to issue refund, and Valve actually took it off the market.
Oh, you're thinking of the War Z.
War Z. There you go. I'm sorry.
Oh, God.
War Z. And
Yeah, I
they took it off the market for a little bit, then they put it back on, calling it Survivor Infestation
Yeah.
Stories or something like that.
Oh, even
Like,
before
what
the
the
name
fuck?
change, before the name change, it was basically a beta at release, and they didn't say it. It was basically an early access beta, but they didn't say it something like that. They didn't word like that, and they had to take it off and relabel it before they put it back on. And then eventually, they had to go a name change that wasn't their fault. It was basically the movie with Brad Pitt, World War Z. They forced them to change their name. So, I mean, it was good for them because they had to get the name changed, but people thought they just changed their name so that they could get more money or sales and be deceptive. I don't know, maybe it worked out in that favor. But that was an early access game, right?
I think it may have been, but I don't think that I don't think that it was removed because of the relation to that movie. I think
It was.
it was taken off because
Well,
of its overwhelming similarity and obvious copycat nature of the Daisy mod.
yeah.
Except it was masquerading itself as this full game that could do everything better, but yet it was there was so many things wrong with that game that even though they were buggy in DayZ, at least they occasionally worked,
Yeah.
I think that you're arguing with that game too with War Z, or I'm just gonna is it called War Z? I'm just gonna call it that.
Just call it Infestation Stories.
Yeah.
I was just fun with that when initially before the name change. you can spend money on your items and whatnot. You can buy guns or whatever. Someone kills you, they take all your inventory. They take it all. It just wasn't a good concept. You could spend real money and have someone kill you over like server issue or something. It just didn't seem like a good idea to begin with, anyways. I guess. But I guess going back to the early access, what do you guys think of that? Should that be a thing? I don't really think it's a great idea, honestly, without further implementation on it or like actual guidelines. As of right now, I don't. Much.
I'm not a huge fan of it, just because you're paying for an unfinished game, and it seems like they're just like, oh, hey, we can just put out this stuff and make money. I mean, granted, like, they might need money for, like, studios, like, purposes, like, actual money for rent, you know, like, because they have to live, so they need,
bills,
like, and whatnot, but, I mean, at the same time, it's like, they should make it more clear that you're buying a essentially really buggy game, or could be super buggy game, like, because they're usually not clear about that.
I don't know the definition between what's alpha and what's beta because I'm not a game dev. But when it's dev, it should. I mean, when it's in beta, it should be playable, right? We all know that. When something is in beta, it should at least be a playable demo or something.
Yeah.
But based on what you're saying, based on what you're saying, I'm just gonna, because I'm not a huge pre-order guy. It essentially sounds like a pre-order that you can play, right?
Pretty much.
That's what early. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
That's why I'm like, you're basically giving them money for the promise of a product. Like, that's a huge bad example. Would be what happens to that would be Alien Colonial Marines. That was like a huge.
God.
I wish that was in 2013. I don't think it was, right?
Yeah, it was.
It was.
It was.
How was that?
Gosh, great game.
How was that not on our list? That should be on our list, but
PS2 canceled.
No, but Alien Colonial Marines, they're actually getting sued with a class action lawsuit because, you know, they just released screenshot and actual gameplay that did not correlate with the actual. Your Zoom is distracting me.
Yeah, dude.
I know what you're talking about, though. Basically, the demo for that game was not representative of the actual gameplay.
Exactly. Even on PC, it doesn't even look close to that, I guess. And the AIs were like retarded. And,
they were so stupid.
There were so many great videos of people speedrunning, like not firing once, but just running past the aliens, and the aliens just watching them go by.
Like, no.
Actually, 2 days ago, two of my buddies were doing it co-op, and they were getting chased by this giant alien, and you have no weapons, and you have to run through a door and then weld it shut. So you have to cut open the door and then weld it shut. So one of my buddies runs through the door and welds the other guy behind. So the guy's just like, oh, screw it, whatever. He charges the alien, and the alien just stops. It's like, wait, what are you doing? You can't do that. And it just like completely screwed him up, and he just got to like walk over slowly, cut open the door, run through it.
Wow. So wow.
It was awesome.
So janky.
So
yellow jank.
So I'm thinking we
head into
I think we can move on to encouraging at this point.
Yeah.
All
right.
The rest of for those interested, the rest of it was Fest 2 got canceled, which sucked. THQ we already talked about, and then the last one that was officially on our list was Hello Games getting flooded.
Which was
Makers of No Man's Sky.
Yeah, No Man's Sky.
That indie sensation.
Fucking Mono. Dr. Mono.
This jank.
I'm waiting for it.
This jank
Dramatic
right
effect. I'm waiting for it. Encouraging moment of 2013.
It's coming at you!
It's the encouraging moment.
I love it.
Okay.
3DS.
Oh, yeah. Encouraging moment.
Nails up.
All the 3DS. All of it. Anything about it, really.
They had
I bought one.
A lot of
That's
good games.
an encouraging moment for me.
I bought one too. Bought one
Damn.
too.
B, you bought one.
I don't know where
You know
mine
what?
is.
I did. It's called listening, baby.
Oh,
Nah. Get that out of here.
At Jank Central over there.
Don't let him fool you. Phenomenon did buy 3DS.
He did.
Did he really?
Yeah,
He did.
I thought he was waiting for the Pikachu. Oh my God! He finally got it.
Yep, in the box.
You never even told me about that, you jank.
He didn't.
Oh, deal.
It's not even open.
You janky motherfucker.
This
Wow.
jank.
Janky slanty.
It was funny because I got the last copy of the Legend of Zelda Limited Edition one that came out last year. It came with 3 down. Look, you know, I liked it. I got the last copy at Target on Black Friday, but a friend of mine really wanted it, so I ended up trading it with him. What the hell are you doing?
What the hell are you doing? What the hell are you doing, P?
Don't worry about him, okay? You worry about
You worry about you. Don't worry
So
about
yeah,
Alright, worry about the
3DS
fuck.
sales up. We got Fire Emblem. We had
Pokemon.
Pokemon X and Y.
Pokemon
which
was the huge one. That
it was a system seller.
It was the
That's
system
it.
seller, basically.
sold the system to this guy.
And this guy
This dead
too.
wonder.
This
I
guy.
bought X and Y. Haven't even opened Y yet. Don't care. Playing the
I would say
crap out of
Pokemon
X.
more system seller than Zelda even.
What about Zelda?
I would say Pokemon was a huge system seller compared to Zelda. Zelda didn't sell as much, I don't think.
Yeah, Zelda didn't sell as much.
I don't think it sell as much console. I mean, the units wise for
As
the
far
hardware.
as literally system selling, I think you're right that Pokemon was more effective, but I don't know. I think it's closer than you are probably think, because I can just imagine think of all the people who are like, well, I'm waiting for a legit sequel to Link to the Past, and then
But see, those are only people that like. I put them on the same tier as like people that like COD, you know. Like,
No, you buy Nintendo.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding,
Like
man.
they expect a
I'm
Zelda
just
game,
kidding.
but they didn't expect the Pokemon game. The Pokemon game, it wasn't like I guess every single one Nintendo system have a Pokemon game before.
Yeah, every
everyone.
handheld has had a Pokemon game.
Yep.
Never mind that. I guess when you're buying Nintendo, you're expected to get those, I guess. So, but I guess Pokemon was the one that had the greatest game changer, I guess. So, I guess that's why it sold so well. That year, it's not year of the Luigi. It was basically the year of the 3DS / Pokemon.
yeah.
3DS
But
had
they
some
still
solid
had
games.
they still had a terrible year, which is
Luigi
weird
Yeah.
because I think it was mainly because of the Wii that it didn't do so well, and then
The Wii.
yeah, and then
Wii U.
3DS
Call the
did
Wii.
awesome.
The thing is that
Whoa,
by
whoa.
they were expecting to hit 9 million units by the end of 2013, and they didn't even hit half of that. They hit I believe they hit 4.2 or something like that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Wait.
Which is crazy to think about. It really puts into perspective how bad the Wii U is doing when you see the sales numbers for the PS4 and the Xbox One.
I think
Which are-
Even after a price drop.
I think
Oh,
the
it's crazy.
I think the Vita actually outsold the Wii U. I'm pretty sure the Vita did. I think the only reason why though is because Vita can be used I think as a controller, right, for PS4.
You can use it as a controller, or I believe you can take the screen for the game that you're playing
Yep, second screen.
on the TV.
I have tried it.
Put it
I
onto
can
the
confirm it is very solid. There's very little delay. I wouldn't recommend playing something like a first-person shooter. You're just gonna get your ass handed to you every single time. But if someone wants to watch TV and you want to take that, you will not notice lag when you're using it. It's amazing how that they can pull it with the PSP. That actually started with the PSP before, I think. Well, the cross controller. I don't know about remote play. Remote play actually started with the PSP. That didn't take off. PS Vita and the PS3, that didn't really take off. Very few games can do it and do it well. But the PS4 paired with the PS Vita is a solid experience. So you want that second controller. And wait, give me a second. Cal, you there?
Cal,
Yeah.
your thing's frozen, by the way.
You're frozen.
I'm frozen.
All right.
You're frozen.
I caught your good side though. I caught your good side. So sorry.
Yeah, you're good.
Yeah,
You're good.
looking
Oh, I'm good.
fine.
Oh,
No, you're
well, you're not. moving, but I caught
you're
your good
not
side.
moving, but you're good. You're good enough. Like people will look and be like, "Oh, okay."
oh, so people won't get scared when they see.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
It's like-
wait.
That. It,
Cal doesn't have a Wii U, but anyone who has a Wii U, raise your hand.
I'm
This
like on the
jank.
boat with like.
this
this
jank.
guy.
This
Yeah,
jank.
Dude, I'm waiting. I'm gonna get one, I promise. I'm waiting for that Legend of Zelda, that new one that's gonna come out. Not the Dynasty Warrior one, the Hyrule Warriors, whatever it's gonna be. I'm waiting for a legitimate Legend of Zelda Wii U game. I will buy a Wii U because I know they're gonna come out with a special edition.
Good amount of units. That did help their sales, but overall, still, it seemed like it was a huge disappointment because I think next year, PS4, Sony might release a bundle with a Vita bundle.
You don't have to. You don't have to stare at him, P. It's okay.
Sorry.
It's okay.
But with the Wii U, I guess I think this might be the last year for them because Nintendo won't go under because of the 3DS. I think, in my opinion, that's just keeping them afloat like solid. That's basically like their Wii right now for their year of 2013 because their Wii sold really well and over its lifespan. But without any games coming out, I mean like real system seller games. I'm not just talking about like
Smash Bros.
Don't say Smash
Bros.
Actually, yeah, Super Smash Bros. Well.
Super Smash would probably do it. It'd do it for me.
I'm gonna play the crap out of that game. I'm so excited. Mega Man is in it.
Yeah, it needs games, first party games that will sell the system to the hardcore fans, and then it also needs third party support still, like games that are coming out on the PS4 and the Xbox One, and it just needs that third party support. Or so I don't think it'll stay afloat for one more year. It's gonna have a hard time. Well, it'll stay afloat for this year. But
you don't have to look, Fee. Come on.
Those games though, it might not stay afloat. It needs that Zelda game that they showed at E3. I got so hyped for that. I think that's one of the reasons why I'm a huge Zelda fan. I play every single one, but every single one I play, I've never been disappointed with the Zelda game. You cannot not like a Zelda game. But I really want that Zelda game in order to hold on to my Wii U. So I think if there's nothing coming out this year, I might end up selling my Wii U just because I'm running out of space and whatnot. And
no, you're not. Don't
he's back. And he's back.
Is there no Smash Bros? If there's no Zelda, those are my two main reasons to keep it. I mean, Bayonetta actually was solid. It is because they bought that from I forgot who, but it's made by Platinum Games, and they made the first Bayonetta. People really like Bayonetta, so that's gonna be exclusive. So unless there's actually real reasons to keep it, I don't. Unless there's games coming out this year, I don't really keep it. I'm not gonna keep it. Like Pikmin 3, I don't.
It's coming out. Don't worry, it's coming out.
Are you sure?
I'm positive. 100% positive. 2014.
Start ordering. They need to actually stop fucking around with Nintendo Direct. You know how that is. I really don't even know when a Nintendo Direct is coming out. Really, does anyone really know?
No.
I mean, let's be honest too. Yeah, right? You never really know.
Wait. Let's check right now and make sure that there isn't one going on right now, because they're
Hold
probably
on,
taking all our viewers.
Hold
Let's
on,
be honest.
Nintendo?
Let's be honest. The hype behind this,
this is
too high.
Nintendo?
This is sin? This is sin? I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. Oh, okay.
This just in.
Wait. No.
Yeah. They announced a release date and also a Smash Bros bundle this year because there's been a lot of Smash Bros videos. They're building up the hype. I like it. I love it because it looks great. New characters, and visually it looks awesome. Best looking Smash Bros ever. So
all right.
Until they release date and a limited edition, it's not gonna happen. I don't know. Sales are still gonna be slowed down.
All right. So for the end of last year, what games did you guys really enjoy that were on the back end? Like, what were the encouraging?
Oh, like favorite game of 2013.
Well, the end, because they had a lot of good closing end games. I mean, you can go ahead and say your personal overall, but I mean, I'll kind of.
We were talking about near the end. It'll be like Grand Theft Auto.
Grand Theft Auto 5, BioShock Infinite, The Last of Us, like.
Dude, BioShock Infinite came out in March.
Yeah, The Last of Us came out like in May.
Okay,
May,
okay.
Yeah.
Sorry,
came out 3 weeks afterwards, I think.
Yep.
It's right around.
Yep.
Yeah, well, how about the end of the generation then?
Okay.
Yeah.
That sounds great.
This is the end of the generation.
Thank you.
Last of Us.
Last of Us?
Brilliant game. Multiplayer. Who else was just blown away by it?
I still play the multiplayer. Even after all how they kept it hush hush and under the carpet, it was not a letdown. People were just expecting. People were like, "Oh, they're not gonna fuck up the multiplayer by any means. Like, there's no way they're gonna do it. It's Naughty Dog. They don't really mess up that much."
Yeah,
Yeah,
and stuff like
Jack and
I felt like
Daxter, dude, Naughty Dog. My boy.
You know,
Yeah.
because you remember
Okay.
Uncharted 3's multiplayer, third-person shooter kind of run around, kill each other.
Yeah.
That was fun. But like,
I was sure about it, but I actually enjoy Uncharted 2 multiplayer compared more than Uncharted 3. But 3 was still great. Don't get me wrong. Like I like they implemented new things in 3. It was really nice, but they did make it more customizable, almost like a Gears of War kind of thing. You can customize gun. In Uncharted 2, everyone started with an AK-47, so it was like level playing field. So that's what I liked about it. More level.
But-
Everyone was.
but the thing is, they just took that totally different direction. They made sure to keep with The Last of Us kind of play, where it was survivalist. And yeah,
Cal, did you ever try it out? I know you played The Last of Us, but this kid over here is not even a console player. So just ignore this kid right here. Just ignore this kid.
Just like,
He
just
didn't-
hold on, just like black this guy out, like,
Yeah.
get him
Like,
out,
cover your
get
camera.
him.
Cover that.
Yeah.
Just
Cover
get
your-
this,
Hey, Fee.
Yeah.
I think you should probably talk a little bit more during this podcast. You've been really quiet this whole time.
yeah, it's true.
If you could
It's
just
sad.
just don't be afraid to like let us know what you're thinking. You know.
Yeah, dude.
Speak up.
I wonder if we made like a
so-
if we made like a graph of like who talked the most. I bet
Like-
Fee would be like 50%. I'd be like 10, and then you guys
Hey,
would probably
hey.
be like 15.
I like my video games, dude. Like I say, Last of Us. I play a lot of that multiplayer. I still do play that multiplayer because it is actually something innovative. It's like did you guys play Assassin's Creed multiplayer? That's something new. I mean, did you try any? Cal.
He likes his video games like he likes his women, vibrating and plugged into the wall.
Oh,
Just
man.
bring it.
Alright.
Oh,
Wait.
you need some burn heal, brother.
All right.
That was not
So,
Let's-
all right. So
let's
it's
keep
Last
this-
of Us for both Mono and Phenomenon.
Okay.
What about
Actually-
you, Easy?
Yeah.
Me for the end of the generation. Well, I see. The thing is, I can't really chime in too much here because I am not a console player. Like I'm a PC gamer.
So
Like
basically, it will be 2013, honestly. And what would that be? Like, what, Civ? Civ seemed like a great game this year, right?
You can do like your personal
Yeah,
favorite if you
2013,
want.
honestly. Because you don't have a last gen kind of deal. Like,
Um,
last.
I'm not like gonna be picky about it. You know,
Here.
No, exactly.
sit down your fucking throat.
whoa, calm down, guys. Calm
Him and
down.
his
Oh.
master race.
Last year. Okay, well, best game that I've played last year wise, I don't know. I like
Yeah.
because most of the games I play are a lot older.
Uh-huh.
Exactly. I'm playing for
Boy,
Persona 4.
please.
Still playing
please.
Persona.
I guess Payday, like that's probably the only one that I'm seeing right now. Payday 2.
No. What about Civ 5? The new DLC.
Well, if you
Brave
count,
New
if you
World,
count, if you count DLC, Brave New World,
You have to.
hands down, that was like
I'm
an
just talking about,
amazing.
like console in general. I mean, you have to consider Brave New World was a huge DLC, right? Cal,
Yeah.
You play it? Yeah, exactly. You basically say it really improved the game.
It was like a whole
I-
new game when you open it up. You know,
Exactly.
it's, you could say it was like a whole new world. You know, like
It's like
Yep.
a brave, big whole world
Yeah.
new that's new.
A
Yeah,
whole new
dude.
world, like Aladdin.
Oh, uh,
wait, what year
Like-
did Borderlands 2 come out? Was that
That was
Last year.
2012.
okay?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Oh no, okay. Actually, I think this one came out last year. Let me check. The Incredible
Just-
Adventures of Van Helsing.
I believe so. Yeah.
Let me go
All
check
right.
this out real quick.
Seriously
Alright.
though,
What about you, Cal?
All right.
Yeah.
Honestly,
It was. Van Helsing was 2013.
it's
Sweet.
tough to say for me because, like, GTA 5 is so big and expansive and like such an amazing like sandbox that honestly it kind of it's overwhelming for me when I think about playing it, you know, because there's so much I need to do in that game. But then again, like, and not to mention it looks phenomenal, you know. No relation to Phenomenon at all.
Not at all.
Yeah,
Not even in
whatsoever.
the slightest. Like you know.
Like, because
I don't know. I don't
the
know.
difference is obvious because it looks good, and then there's, you know, your feet.
Oh,
But
ooh, that burn.
Honestly, like, I'm gonna have to say Bioshock Infinite. Bioshock Infinite for me was
Are you
just
saying that? Wait. Are you saying that because we all know Grand Theft Auto is getting a lot of Game of the Year, or is that truly what you believe was Bioshock? Because I know you raved a lot about Tomb Raider also, but it doesn't have the writing of
I believe
Bioshock.
he just said his own opinion, Fee. I don't know if you were listening to that or not,
Right.
but yeah.
He's a little empty.
Well, then, why don't you keep talking so that I can explain why? Because the way I work is I prefer to talk over you. So if I'm not doing that, then I can't. My thoughts don't quite form. So
I got you.
but
Go for it.
all right. So like when I think of the differences between GTA 5, Bioshock Infinite, Last of Us, like Last of Us, it looks great, has a great story, compelling, all that stuff. But for some, like, it was almost like too real, like I got too invested in it to the point where I wasn't having fun,
Okay.
And like, that's a remarkable achievement, sure. And believe me, I have it as one of my top 10 for the year. But I just, having that little bit less realistic take on things, but still have an intriguing story, an intriguing narrative, and like decent and engaging enough gameplay to where it doesn't like break the experience. Like that's why Bioshock Infinite to me is better. Not to mention the meta narrative going on with Jankster motherfuckers.
Hey man. They said it couldn't be done in the air, and then Bioshock Infinite did it.
Yeah.
They're like,
Dude.
it can't be done, and then they're just like, I'll show you what can't be done.
Yeah.
Right.
That's the thing.
So,
It's
so
like,
what? Why did you say it was too realistic for you? What do you mean by that?
well, like,
I know, I get what he's saying completely.
like the moments, like I knew from the start that I was gonna like the game. Spoiler for the first 15 minutes of the game, but when his daughter is in his arms after what happened, and he's just like, that it's like
the
movie
feels
quality.
the feels are just swarming you, like
The feels like it, I can feel the waves crashing over me. It's just like
Wouldn't that be a reason why you would want to play the game because it was that good? Like The Last of Us would be another one. Like it felt. I love that. Like not many.
you were
games
immersed.
do
You
that.
were immersed in the Last of Us. Like
what I'm trying to say, P, is that like as immersive and good looking as Last of Us was, it almost it was on the borderline. Like I'm not sure. Like it hit me too close for me to think, okay, I'm having fun. Like I want to come back to this. Whereas like with Bioshock Infinite, I couldn't wait to get back and be fucking blasting people with fireballs and or
spoiler alert.
Yeah, what's up? Spoilers. Sorry.
That's how you're.
Whoa,
you do that
whoa.
It's alright, guys, I don't even know what a fireball is. Is that like flamethrower? Or like fire spin? I'm so confused.
In Bioshock Infinite, you get there's this flower, right? And if you collect it, you have to get it in from this box that has a question mark on it.
Okay,
But
okay,
you have to be big first. Like you can't.
Do you like jump
Yeah,
underneath it and punch it?
Yeah, well, you have to kind of traverse through the levels, and then once you see, it'll be floating in the sky essentially.
Okay.
Then you'll hit it. You'll jump up, and you'll actually see his hand covered in the bandage. It'll hit the thing, and he'll be like, "What the hell's this?" And then he'll munch on the flower, which is like, why? Why don't you just give that to your AI partner, Elizabeth? She could probably use a flower, the bitch. And
Seriously though, on the cosplaying, Elizabeth, have you guys seen how many women have done that for last year?
yeah,
It's obscene. I mean,
I don't think it's obscene.
Why
I think
would
it's,
you cosplay what a bad game? Like what are they doing?
I was going along the
People
lines of
can't cosplay Call of Duty here.
I was
Here.
going along the
Oh,
lines of
dang it.
simplistic.
Dude, I could be a dog if I want.
Get that.
Hurry.
Get that.
Oh shit, we've got
Alright.
track.
Yeah. Okay. So let's finish up the.
Okay. So yeah, everyone name your favorite game of 2013 and your biggest disappointment. Cal, you go first.
Favorite game? Bioshock Infinite. Biggest disappointment? As far as a game?
Yeah.
Just like, I guess, yeah.
Yeah.
Or
good-
gaming.
yeah.
stuff that
I guess
happened.
anything.
Oh god. The I'm looking back at as if though I have.
There's
an
a door
Xbox
behind you.
Yeah. No,
Alright.
it's to the side over
Oh,
here.
okay. Alright.
Disappointment
Let's see.
2013.
My disappointment would probably be SimCity's launch. I really wanted that game to be good
Yeah.
because everybody leading up to the launch was saying this game looks great, it's an awesome concept, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
You know,
Do you buy it?
no, I didn't.
So you're basically
'cause-
pulling off because of that. You got turned off. Okay.
Alright.
yeah, I turned
Phenom.
on. Now, like I'm hesitant.
Funny thing is, this is empty.
This guy.
I've been acting like I'm drinking things all night.
Why wouldn't
Yeah,
you
this
just get a
empty's-
refill?
Alright, real quick with mine. I guess mine would be I would just say Last of Us. I think that's pretty obvious. Biggest disappointment, me personally, would be my Wii U. Don't really have much on it. I don't really touch it. Haven't done anything with it. It's been a while. Every time I turn it on, when I turn on and check on it, it just give me like, oh, you've been away for this long. You want to play something? So a little disappointed on both sides.
Hey, you want to play with me?
Right? So that's my
Yeah,
disappointment.
dude.
But overall, I could say, like, I would have to say, in general, it would be the Ouya. Or, yeah, the Ouya. That's the
What about-
one.
Alright.
What about you, Peter?
Favorite game was Van Helsing. By the way, you guys should check it out. It is probably like
You'll-
one. You'll love it if you like any dungeon crawl type. I guess like
Like Torchlight.
Diablo,
Diablo
Torchlight.
3.
Yep, any of those.
Yeah.
Plus, it has a better story, in my opinion. And then biggest disappointment. Oof. I don't know. Like EA had just terrible SimCity wise, but I don't know if I'd put that at my top. I'd probably
So you're
just,
saying EA as a whole is going to be your failure?
I just said, well, I mean, I'm not gonna say that as my total disappointment because they already suck anyway, so they can't disappoint me any more than they like. I don't have any expectations for them.
Oh.
So I'm just gonna say increase in early access games. Like it's I'm not a huge fan of it, man.
That's a good one. I'm on board with you. That'd probably be like 2 for me.
I guess where are we set on early access games? I feel like it's just like pre-orders. It's stuff you can play. It's not the worst thing in the world.
Well,
compared to, like,
it's
DLC.
buggier than
It-
pre-orders.
The the problem with
Today,
Okay, sorry,
Junior.
the problem with early access games is not the fact that you have to pre-order it and essentially aren't playing it that whole time. It's the fact that you're putting your money towards this incomplete game, and once they have your money, they have it. You know,
Yeah.
and
That's what I'm saying. It's the same way with pre-orders. That's why I'm saying I'd rather. It's not the worst thing. Early access is still not as bad as pre-orders. I guess I think they're in the same boat. They're not one's not really worse. I think early access might be better.
I disagree because the thing is with
They are a smaller
access
studio.
games, once they get your money and you're playing it, they have your money and they have you playing it. They don't have to fix. They can essentially just run away at that point and be like, well, you knew what you were
You're
getting.
saying they can swindle you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They can just
yeah,
say
that's the potential.
they can just.
That's
This
what
is
we're
the thing.
saying.
All right.
I don't think that would happen. I think you're getting it wrong because this is backed up by Steam, Valve. Valve would refund you your money, especially if it's labeled as early access, right? I mean, I think Valve
Right.
would have your back.
Here's the thing. It's like being on Maury. It's like I didn't spend my money on that. and then they run up, the baby daddy runs away, and then we're all just stuck with the crappy game that we had. Just stuck with it. Then you just yell at each other for a while, and then it ends up nothing happens. You made some good TV.
Yeah.
Well, see, like I say, sure. I guess there's a risk in it, like anything, like pre-orders. Imagine all those people who pre-order Alien Colonial Marines. Wouldn't that be the same scenario? I mean,
Dude.
at $2, I still passed it up at $2. I mean, I would feel still ripped off at $2. I can't imagine people paying $60 for that.
Okay.
That's not the same as something like I don't know, War Z, whatever.
So, stepping back to disappointments, and speaking of pre-orders, I pre-ordered Stick of Truth 2 years ago.
Fuck.
Sure, I
Yeah.
guess
Wow.
that would be one of the
When they-
disappointments. I got pushed
When
back
they
so many.
first announced it, I was like, South Park RPG. Game Informer had a huge article about it. They talked to Trey Parker, Matt Stone. I was super pumped, still super pumped. I'm gonna buy it. I'm gonna play the crap out of it. That was my biggest disappointment of 2013. But it's coming out in March.
Hopefully.
All right.
It's supposed to-
Hopefully.
But yeah, that Stick of Truth was so disappointing for me. But game of the year for me, Pokemon. Still play it every day.
Yeah.
Takes me 2 hours
Every
to poop
day?
now.
Seriously? 2 hours every day? No,
2
not
hours
2 hours
to-
every day.
Takes
Yeah,
so
dog.
long.
Yeah.
Yee.
All right. So what's your?
So okay.
All right.
Speaking of great games of the generation of the year, let's talk about our indie game of the week. Dysfunctional Systems: Learning to Manage Chaos. Let's start off with some general thoughts from Peter.
Okay. I just kind of want to say, okay, so my general thought is, it's a great story. All right, I thought it was an awesome story in my opinion. It had a few slow parts, and it wasn't really a game, so to speak. You guys can kind of chime in on this. It was basically a visual or graphic novel, and I mean,
Visual novel.
yeah.
Scary. The main protagonist female is 14. 14. Does not look 14. There is art of her just like dressed, draped across the bed. It's like
The concept art, yeah.
not
There's a little bit extras, yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, but
So,
the only
Overall,
thing
I guess. Yeah.
I didn't like in a major part of the game, the big thing for me was the soundtrack. Great soundtrack.
Oh yeah.
But a giant disappointment for me was it was a huge climactic moment and the music died. It was dead air, and I'm just like spacebar.
I think
Spacebar.
the soundtrack was like, I'd put it at 9 out of 10 for like almost best I've heard, like, but the use of it was like probably like a 3 out of 10. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
like they
Way
just
to use
played
that
it
like that.
at wrong times, like but the sound was phenomenal
Just-
when it actually played. Like
When it was playing, I think the problem that they had with it was that they didn't quite have the loop down
yeah, they
for
did.
the
That,
game.
that's right,
Like,
because
there was just because the song would play, and it'd be like, yeah, this is awesome, blah blah blah. But then after that, there'd be just like this silence where you're just like, okay, so now I'm just clicking through. So
Yeah. I guess my overall thoughts on it, it really was just, I like the soundtrack, like everyone said. I mean, that's almost like a general consensus. The soundtrack was great. The art style, I really did like it. It looks like an anime or something. No, not
Yeah.
like an anime, like a graphic novel.
a
It
manga.
seemed like it, yeah, like a manga. Yeah, a graphic novel.
Manga.
My problem would be like it's almost like a really well done manga, or it was just a half-assed anime. I really can't tell which one it was. I'm looking at it right now. I love the art style of it, but most of it was just like those two. The writing, it's whatever. I mean, like I said, if I want to, it basically was like a graphic novel or whatnot. It was blew me
All
away.
that's probably because it took you so long to read through it.
I
long did it
tried
take you to
playing it
get
a couple times. Tried playing through it a couple times. What about you, Cal?
So
Okay,
Wait.
so for me, this game, well, part of the problem I have with this game is it kind of evokes the question of, is it a game? When it's essentially like I was just clicking through most of the text as quickly as I was reading it because, you know, I wasn't presented with a choice until like 45 minutes in.
Whoa. You were clicking? You weren't pressing spacebar? What a pleb, dude. Get out of
Well,
here.
yeah, pleb.
Dude, you don't even know how to play, dude. Come on.
He's a pleb. You're a pleb. The fact that you could have automatically set that to at a certain pace and automatically just scroll through it and watch it, you could literally just sit back and enjoy that. But that's why I don't think it's a game. It really was like a graphic novel that played for you. It was like just playing, and you could essentially make one choice in that game, one click in that game, and that's how you play the game. One click.
Well,
that's my first experience.
The click heard around the world.
That one click. I don't know. That's why I don't think it's a game.
Well, all right. So we're gonna be getting to that sort of a thing here in a second, but like to iterate like my thoughts on it. Like I actually kind of like having things that push that boundary. So as far as like not a meta narrative, but more so like just the overarching like impact of it on me as a gamer, right? Like the the fact that it made me wonder, well, am I having fun? And this interactivity, is it engaging enough to where I can say, okay, this is a game. Because there was no failure state for it. So, like, and is that really necessary for a game to be considered a video game? You know,
a failure state. Oh, in that game they could have made a fail route, but they didn't. I mean, well, not as far as I could tell. But you don't need. I don't think you need to have a way to die in order to make it a game necessarily. But
it doesn't have to be dying. It just has to be failure.
A failure. Okay.
Like Hearthstone. You don't die. Well,
Okay.
I guess you do.
You do lose.
Your character dies, but no.
Okay.
You do lose, buddy.
So, alrighty then. Let's. If you guys were thinking of this both as a game, like basically, we've talked about it, but
yeah. Okay. So where would you put it on a scale of 1 to 10 as a game, and then as a visual novel? Like that's kind of what I wanna hear where you're coming from. All right. I'd like to hear from my boy Mono first on this.
All right. So as a game, 2.5. I made some decisions. I'm not gonna lie. I don't want to spoil anything for anybody, but I loved the decisions I made. It was brutal. It was so fantastic. Very mono-like. As a game, 2.5 though. Just if I hadn't made those decisions, it could have been even lower if I'd had a different ending. But
you didn't like it. Overall, you didn't like the way it was. I guess you just didn't like it.
I liked it as a visual novel.
Yeah, like, what would your score be for that?
You were reading it, and you had some freaking killer tunes on? Yeah.
Visual novel. Game-wise, 2.5. Visual novel-wise, 8.5. Easy. Beautiful. Beautiful, great soundtrack. I was into it. I really enjoyed it, but I was like, I'm like reading a webcomic.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's essentially, that's what these people are really known for, too, is their webcomics.
I guess. If that's the forte, they should have stuck to it. And it's like Al said, I don't know if you guys knew this, it's supposed to be episodic, right? But I haven't...
They actually... Okay, so here's what's going on with their they have a second one in the process, but I think their company currently is on like a freeze because they didn't make enough money with that game, the last game, Dysfunctional Systems. Yeah, their first episode, they didn't make enough money, but they still plan on doing a second one. They just have it like frozen in the process line.
It was released just for info. It was released of April of last year.
Yeah.
So it's been quite some time now.
One thing I do want to say though, for $2.50, even $5, I think it's well worth it because the thing is, you get the soundtrack for free. If you actually go in the
You
Steam
actually
files,
get the file.
yeah, if you go, you actually get
app.
you actually get MP3 and FLAC, the FLAC.
Hey, he lost. Okay, flat. Okay, I'm gonna actually go confirm that right now.
Yeah, go
Go
into
on.
your Steam apps and you'll find it, dude.
Don't worry, we'll cut you some flack and let you look that up.
All right, Cal, what would
am
you
I looking
say?
for?
What would you say?
As far as a game, I wouldn't go so low as 2.5. I'd probably go about 4.5. Because at the very least, half of a score for me is worth like the narrative and like the story itself, at least. But like considering all I was doing and the choices that I made, I didn't replay it to choose differently. But the choice I made was to So here's the choice: you either get to follow or rebel.
Spoilers.
Okay.
That's the initial
Well, he's not really
choice.
spoiling. It's just a choice.
Okay.
Yeah.
He hasn't spoiled anything.
Okay.
I chose to follow, so that none of the actions beyond that point were considered like I wouldn't be considered at fault because I didn't know what the ramifications would be. Now, as far as I understand, some of you guys rebelled, or did all of you rebel? I think
I chose
I
to
follow.
follow.
First time I follow. Cal follow. Dr. Mono follow. Jank.
I rebel.
Sorry. EZP.
Whoa.
No. EZP. Rebel. Sorry.
yeah. The thing with following though is that like if you follow, then you get no choice afterwards, which I think is actually pretty great game design. In that like if you rebel, then you get the choice of like how to influence how you present the argument to your teacher or
Okay,
your superior.
so I guess technically I did rebel first, and then eventually I gave in and followed. That's how I did it.
Alright.
But,
Yeah, I
That was
followed
my bad.
first. Okay. So, I
What
guess
about you?
should I?
Did you say Pete or did?
You can go,
DDR,
Fee. I'll save mine.
Oh.
Fee, you can go. What's
Want me to do
your
it?
what's
Oh,
your rating?
okay, as a game, it's not a game. That's just it to me. I'm not gonna give it a rating. It's really not a game to me. Overall, as something else, if we were gonna go novel wise, I like it. I mean, I would give it like around like a 5 or a 6, honestly. But even going on the aspect of a novel, it's well drawn, but the story felt like it was pushed. And I guess I gotta take into consideration that this episodic. But I guess overall, I'll give it like a 6. Honestly, it's not bad. Our colors there, art styles there. I did like the soundtrack too. It just felt a little odd to me. If you do want to classify it as a game, if it wants to classify it as a game, if I were to rate it, based on like JRPGs I've played, and I like to play a lot of JRPGs and whatnot.
What's a JRPG?
What's your jerp?
what is this you're talking about, man? No, it's just like that. The reason why I'm comparing it to a JRPG is because they gave you the choice. And you're gonna give us choices. Give us more choices. Like I would have liked more choices if I follow. Like give me a choice. Like if I chose to follow him and something happened, they could have given me like more choices to like, oh hey, I changed my mind or something. No. So that's why like they gave you choices, and I didn't like that, and that's why I want to compare it to a JRPG. And if they were gonna do that, give us more choices.
you know what would
yeah,
would've been
more choices would have been better.
That's why if it was like a JRPG, it was an
interesting.
actual like RPG, I would like it better.
I will say that something that I thought might, as the game went on, or as the story progressed from the start, like what I thought was going to end up happening was that, like, because at the beginning they were talking about how you traverse through the menu and you can like look up shit in the codex and whatever.
Yeah.
As far as the impression I was getting at first was that if you actually went through and it like timed you, so like instead of just scrolling through and like having something pop up, that if it timed you so that you actually read the stuff in the codex and had like an argument made so that you could present an argument then,
Exactly.
or like do something like that. Like
It would have made it more of a game.
explored that bit, that
Yeah.
more options open up then. But if you never look at the codex, then
No.
and you choose to follow, then that's where you get no choice.
Yeah.
So I think that would have made it definitely much more interesting.
It has potential. I like the concept of the whole story. It's almost like is this spoiling if I compare it to something? Can we might as well do
like The
spoiler?
Walking Dead.
That is one thing I was thinking of the whole time. It was almost like doing Walking Dead. Concept-wise, I was thinking more like concept-wise of the story. So a little bit of spoilers here, so you don't want to listen cut out like for 5 seconds. I would compare it to Star Trek. You know what I'm saying?
No.
You know what Star Trek did, right? You guys don't know Star Trek? Really? Am I the only Star Trek guy who knows something remotely about Star Trek?
What's Star Trek?
Like the ones that they
I don't need this.
No.
I don't need this. Screw you guys. I'm out. I'm out.
The ones they recently made, or the ones they made like
No,
next
just like the
generation?
Star Trek concept in general. Like Star Trek is basically they're really advanced in their technology, and they go explore other worlds or like planets. And that's basically what it is. And I'm like, this one, on the other hand, it's just exploring other. God damn it.
These guys.
In our mouth. Come on, guys. I don't know. Like this one was like, for like different universe, I guess, or different. Is it planets? I don't know. It just seemed like different worlds, and that's what I liked about it. It was like
Back to a whole new world.
Yeah, it's a good concept. Just wasn't there. If they made it into a JRPG, I would have liked it. I really would have.
Huh.
Okay.
Overall, that's just what I felt about the game.
Well,
We'll wait for 2 if it comes out.
Well,
Okay.
and I think I know I talked about it with you, Fee. I don't know about you or either of you two, but we did mention that it could be possible, like the scenario of it eventually becoming a JRPG or at least adding more interactivity seems possible. Like that, this could just be similar
They're
to
kind of like tests.
this podcast could be similar to like a test of sorts. Not that this is a test, obviously, because we're so flipping professional.
Testies.
Yeah, dude.
Testies.
We have one viewer right now on Twitch that I can see on my channel, and
Probably
it is me.
yourself.
It is me. I am watching this right now. Boy,
This jank.
I gotta
So-
say, I look fucking great.
Okay, wrapping it up. Overall consensus.
Whoa. I did not even fucking give my fucking point of the fucking thing, you
sorry,
fucker.
go for it, man.
Alright.
Sorry.
Whoa.
Alright. Okay, as a game, I'm gonna be a little bit more generous than you guys, because the way I kind of factor in when I give a score to a game is I kind of look how big the developer is. Like if they make AAA games, if they make indie games, if not. I'm gonna be a little bit more generous. I'm gonna give it a 5.5 as a game. It had the extra codex, which I thought was I mean, it's not really like, it's kind of like the lore, which was kind of nice, a nice touch. I mean, it had a little bit of choices. It obviously could have had a lot more. Like it could have gotten brought up to like a 9 easily. Well, yeah, that too. But as a visual or graphic novel, I'd say a 9. But the thing that I liked most about it, that pretty much carried it up to that 9, was the soundtrack for me.
That's all about that track.
Yo, dude, I've been listening to that guy's music for like the past like few weeks, dude, or whenever we started it.
Who is
Like,
that guy?
That's OST.
it's
OST.
Combat Player. It's
Dropping that name.
It's Combat Player. I'll probably put something up over there.
I found the file in Steam too. It is. You're right. It's there. It's nice.
Isn't it nice? And see, we got it on sale for $250.
But most people don't know about that, honestly. When
It says that you get the soundtrack for free on the Steam,
Okay.
which is, I think, is a huge bonus.
About to get dramatic.
I guess we'll just have to wait and see for second episode or whatever they're gonna do.
Yeah, I'll
It
keep
seemed
an
like-
eye on it for us, because
Honestly,
I thought it
it
was pretty-
seemed like it takes longer than the new Walking Dead game, the Wolf. or something. What? The
Wolf Among Us.
All right, so
Yeah, it seems like that.
to wrap this game up, game wise, I think the consensus was probably like a 4, not even like maybe like a 3.5.
It's not too bad.
I mean, going into it with like a mindset of a game, I don't think you're gonna have as much fun as if you go into it with, hey, I'm gonna go read a book or a comic or some. It'd probably be like a comic. You're gonna have a lot more.
Probably enjoy it differently.
Yeah.
It's a different media,
Yeah.
I guess. But yeah.
That soundtrack though, you're gonna enjoy that
That
for sure.
soundtrack.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that
I'm
soundtrack
not.
is.
No one's really arguing with you there, man. It's really
No,
good.
feet. It's amazing.
It's amazing. So amazing.
All right.
Look.
B, stop arguing the point. We get it. You don't like the sound.
All right. So for the closing, I'd say we all give the game that we're playing. Maybe what movies and shows we're watching, and what if we're reading anything. But let's kind of switch up. Let's go reading, movies, and games.
Reading. Yep.
Who
Yeah,
reads?
still reads.
Who reads? Let's be honest. Who has time to read?
Yeah, I mean with your eyes, dude. How can you
Yeah, no shit.
slay
Alright,
to your
just
read?
chill. I see in widescreen. I see in widescreen, man.
Do your
Anybody
glasses even help you? I mean,
Yeah,
geez.
dude.
They're just for show.
They're the
He doesn't
Asian
even-
look, dude.
No.
They're the Asian look.
It's just the Asian look.
So kawaii. So kawaii of you.
So kawaii.
Yup,
But
yup.
Alright,
actually-
Mana, you go ahead.
Hopefully soon. I just found out about it yesterday. My favorite book is The Shining by Stephen King, and he finally wrote a sequel to it, which I'm very, very excited for.
Oh my.
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
You were reading there.
I can't wait
Wait,
for
a
it.
sequel. That
Surprise
doesn't.
us.
I mean, doesn't make too much sense.
Ready? Ready?
Fever 2.
Uh, Sophie, you can't read. Peter.
Well, technically, if we're gonna be like that,
I
I
don't-
am gonna I'm technically reading my freaking textbook.
Whoa.
Does that count?
Whoa.
No.
I guess like Game of Thrones. I guess I'm rereading, and then Watchmen. I just reread. I don't really read anything new. Just
Okay.
rereading.
Maybe I would read mangas, really. Yeah, just mangas.
So kawaii over here. You guys see this guy?
Yeah.
I am.
Yeah. This guy.
Comic
I can't
books.
see-
Comic books, though.
Yeah.
Can't put him
I
down.
probably had to think of trying to read some Watchmen, honestly.
You should.
What about
look
you?
up that.
Jakey.
I'm going through about my 12th read through of the Scott Pilgrim series.
Oh yeah.
Bad. They're nice.
What about you, Cal?
Cal?
Do any reading?
Or
Yeah. I'm reading.
happened?
It's called David and Goliath. Don't know. Yeah. There we go.
I've never heard of that.
It's about underdogs, misfits, and the art of battling giants. It's by Malcolm Gladwell.
Yep.
I'm on page
I'm actually on the dedication
I-
page.
3.
Nice. Took you a full year. Nice. Let's give him a round of applause.
I'm
Yes.
Attaboy, you did it.
Woo!
Did it. Down it
I'm
up.
on the
Down it up.
epilogue
I
right
need to call
now.
my mom up actually and let her
Hey,
know.
just curious about that book. Is it actual, like, based on the tale, or is it just, like, using that title and actually writing it itself? Just curious.
Is
Some
it-
people use... Is it, like, the actual tale of David and Goliath, like, retold?
No,
Or is
it's
like-
about like.
Yeah, they basically just...
All right, I'll read the insert for you guys.
All right.
Okay.
3,000 years ago on a battlefield in ancient Palestine, a shepherd boy felled a mighty warrior with nothing more than stone and sling. And ever since then, the names David and Goliath have stood for battles between underdogs and giants. David's victory was improbable and miraculous. He shouldn't have won. Or should he have? In David and Goliath, Malcolm Gladwell challenges how we think about obstacles and disadvantages, offering a new interpretation of what it means to be discriminated against, or cope with a disability, or lose a parent, or attend a mediocre school, or suffer from any number of apparent setbacks. Sophie, you know all about this.
Mama
Fee,
minority over
Fee,
there.
this is your book. This is your book, Fee.
Gladwell begins with the real story of what happened between the giant and the shepherd boy those many years ago. From there, David and Goliath examines Northern Ireland's troubles, the minds of cancer researchers and civil rights leaders, murder and the high cost of revenge, and the dynamics of successful and unsuccessful classrooms, all to demonstrate how much of what is beautiful and important in the world rises from what looks like suffering and adversity. In the tradition of Gladwell's previous best draws upon history, psychology, powerful storytelling to reshape the way we think about the world around us.
So basically, it's
Thanks
just
for,
whoa,
thanks
my
for that
boy.
bedtime.
Whoa. So
I didn't
basically,
realize I was
it's
being
just
put to sleep.
about overcoming like obstacles in life, type thing, right?
It's about the psychology behind it,
Okay.
rather than like it's
That's
not like a
excellent.
motivational like you can do it, buddy.
You can overcome that
So, Al.
obstacle. Yeah, like
Hopeful Halfwit. Do you own that book?
Yeah, I just showed it to
Should
you.
I? Well, I wasn't
You
sure if
just
it was a
stole it.
library book or not.
Oh no.
It's coming.
you can have so much fun with a library card.
Is it like a hard
Having
copy or
fun,
is it
it's
just
hard.
a download?
Having fun isn't hard when you have your library.
Library card, right? All right.
Alright.
Alright, movies and shows. Oh man, I could go on for days for this
I'll
one.
go.
Just do
I'll
like
Go
favorite
ahead.
most recent movie and then or show. Oh
Okay.
snap!
Yeah.
That
The first three
poster.
Pokemon movies. 1, 2003.
Nice.
Oh
Nice.
gosh.
What
What are you doing with those?
There goes 10 hours of my life.
In
In fact, they take about 4 hours to watch, but I'm gonna watch them twice.
Nice.
All right. What about you?
What am I?
You obviously have the,
Whoa.
Just give us like two
Give you
shows you watch.
shows right now.
Yeah.
Last night I rewatched Game of Thrones, and then I'm watching Arrow on Netflix. It's about. Have you guys heard of Arrow?
Yeah.
Should I watch it?
I
Yeah,
think that's on.
it's on
Is that
Netflix.
on CW or
I
Fox?
think it's on CW.
Is that any good? I haven't heard anything.
It is. It's about
It's good.
it's about what the
Yeah.
Green Arrow.
I thought it was about Hawkeye.
No,
No.
it's,
That's
it's
fine.
about it's about the Green.
I don't want to-
Oh yeah, Hawkeye, dude. You're right. No, you're right.
Yeah. I get you.
The year of the
Uh,
arrows,
All right.
not the bows.
Uh, For me, I've been going pretty hard in the paint with
Oh yeah.
anime lately.
I don't blame
Like
you.
some Log Horizon, which I don't know, it's all right. And
alright.
also some perhaps my favorite show that's currently still going, kind of. It missed this past week for whatever reason, but Kill La Kill. I
I've heard
I
of
fucking
that.
love that. It's so fucking cool. It's a little. If you watch it, you'll probably think like I'm a pervert for watching it because all the clothing is skimpy and
That's
crazy.
most animes
I can
though.
dig it.
Exactly. Like it's basically
Maybe you're the target audience.
yeah.
Perfect male.
It's perfect for me
Cool.
because I
Oh,
can
yeah.
go into it and then get off to it.
I get hard and then
Full
get off
halfwit?
of it.
Yes.
Brother.
I tip my fedora to you for that.
Indeed.
Indeed, good sir. Yeah,
Alright.
but I don't know. For me, like
Oh, is that neckbeard?
it's supposed to be a satire on the nature of fighting anime,
Okay.
Okay.
which like over sexualizes females, has over the top battles.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the clothes. You know,
Attack
are, like,
on Titan. Woo.
Yeah.
Oh.
If it was still going right now, that would be the show I'm watching. And you know what? I'm thinking about just rewatching it for the third time through anyway.
Dude, you know what? You should rewatch the whole series of One Piece. Up to-
No.
Yeah.
I haven't even started that. Okay.
Oh,
Don't even worry
good
about
luck, dude.
I-
Good luck.
Actually, I did start it, like, because
Yeah,
when they
yeah.
did their 500th episode, Hulu put all of their episodes on.
For one day.
Yeah, it was like
Sheesh.
it was for like a week or something like that.
And then
And
you base that week to marathon that shit.
yeah, you'd have that whole week to marathon through 500 episodes.
Oh, I can't
It's
come
not
in.
long enough.
I can't come in this week, guys. One Piece marathon.
Oh man.
But
Yeah. Yeah.
so
Yeah. Go ahead.
what are you watching?
Me?
We?
Same thing as Basic Cal. I'm fine. I don't know. I hate browsing all the time and find nothing to watch. So I'm just going back to anime because that's like my go-to stuff. So I recently finished what Cal recommended me was SAO, Sword Art Online.
That's a good.
Overall, I enjoyed the first season.
Yeah, second season. It gets a little
It
weird.
ended up
It's janky.
It gets weird.
It ended up being a pleasure. They could have gone on with it. The concept was great, but unfortunately, it just ended up being a guilty pleasure. I think I'm just gonna try to find something else. I think I'm gonna go back to another show I'm watching from time to time whenever I have the chance. Is Anthony Bourdain, No Reservation. It's on Amazon.
Yeah, it's pretty
It's
good.
a good travel show. Love it. Love it.
He's
We,
pretty
recently-
funny guy.
Oh,
He's
uh,
great. Yeah.
Documentary to watch for anyone who cares. Blackfish.
Yeah, slash movie. There you go. I really enjoyed it. I recommend. It's on Netflix, guys. So usually
Yep.
try to give the first weekend. Yeah, I would say watch it.
All
I
right,
recently
All
watched
right.
everyone gave their shit right.
Yeah,
All right, now
So
we on
let's move on to
games,
games.
and then we can wrap it up
yeah,
because we got better stuff than this.
yeah. No shit. We're almost going twice as long as we intended to
Yeah.
here, fellas.
Yeah.
We'll learn.
And that's
Yeah.
all right. That just means that we have plenty of good shit to talk about.
Yeah, obviously we
Test
we
run.
didn't linger
Right.
at all any parts. We just kind of
Linger.
fucking lingers, man.
All right, so games we're playing. Honestly, for me, Legend of Zelda: A Link Between Worlds.
Which is ironic.
I've been playing the fucking.
Because
shit
it's a
out of it.
terrible game.
Oh, this
Oh,
guy,
nah,
this jelly-
I kid.
Okay. Pete,
I'm playing-
Dr. Mono.
I'm playing A Link to the Past.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
they're jerking in the same boat.
Yeah. Fee,
Hi.
you
Same
join
game
them?
world.
Fee, you joining them? You joining them, Fee?
Oh man, that ain't me. Those two? Nah, that ain't me. What about you, Easy P?
I've been playing a ton of modded Skyrim and
You go.
Dota 2. Just been playing that with coworkers.
Heck, no, you done Dota 2. Like, you've been playing that a lot lately. I know you
Uh,
play from time to time.
That one kid plays, so I play with.
I gotcha. My thing, since I haven't a lot of time, man, I'm usually like to play in short session would be. Plus, I'm playing this like since winter break and whatnot. My go-to would be, bam. You can see that Persona 4.
Atari. Is
This
that Atari system?
Is that Pong?
Exactly.
Commodore 64. Okay, cool.
Asteroids?
Centipede? Alien Invaders? Pac-Man? Am I getting close? Warmer?
No, guys, you're both wrong. That's a fucking board game. I know one when I see it.
That's Settlers of Catan.
Yeah. It's either Settlers of Catan or Risk. I can't tell. No.
Monopoly.
All right,
there you
so-
go.
Persona 4, though, yeah, everybody. Fucking, like,
Golden.
seems like
Yeah.
everybody I fucking talk to is just fucking.
If there's one reason why you should get a Vita, it really should be Persona 4. It's amazing.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Probably
play.
one of my top RPGs ever.
What are you gonna
Well-
play?
I'm gonna play some Star Ocean till the end of time tonight. Square Enix, gotta play it.
Yeah.
Dr. Mono, aka the retro guy.
AKA
Oh yeah, that should be something.
Jankety
I'm
Jank.
sorry I didn't point that out.
Oh yeah, shit. We should do that for our intros. Like,
Um,
I'll be like, I'm the.
Dr. Mono, I play way too many retro video games and spend way too much money on it, but I'm pretty happy, so I think I'm doing it right.
So I got that
Wow.
going for me, which is nice.
Oh, and for anyone who cares, I can beat Super Mario World in 14 and a half minutes.
There you go.
Fun fact.
Fun fact.
No.
We have Mono the retro guy, Easy P the PC guy,
Yeah.
Phenomena the angry guy, and Hopeful Half with the stupid guy. So that sound about accurate?
The
Yeah.
whole
Yeah,
guy.
it's the hopeful halfwit. I mean,
Like, I I'm hopeful that I won't be fucking retarded the rest of the year.
He's hoping that he won't be beta tonight.
Oh, he's going full beta.
I could be the alpha.
The full beta.
Get here. Yeah.
All right, that wraps up this podcast.
Yeah.
We don't have an outro. I didn't
So
realize.
yeah. That should be our outro. So yeah,
Thanks for watching.
Yeah.
Let's everybody give a thumbs up right now.
that's Nito Fresh.
Nito Fresh. Thanks
That's
for
Nito.
watching.
Hey,
And
Slanty, get your thumb up.
get,
That's Nito Fresh.
All
That's
right.
Nito
Thanks for
Fresh.
watching. We'll be back next week sometime, hopefully around the same time. We love
will.
you. Goodbye.
Peace out, fuck you.